Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dr. Stone Geekout. I'm your host, Danny. Got Ryan and Brian with me.
Yo.
Hey.
And we're going to talk about episode 6, Two Nations of the Stone World. And pretty much like I predicted, so yes, it does finish the prologue. So, it has now officially covered the first 16 chapters of the manga. And yeah, probably the last 5 minutes of this episode is, pretty much the start of what we call chapter 1 for the manga. So lots of stuff to talk about, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so for starters, still picked up from where we ended off last week, kind of finishing the backstory behind, just how was it that Senku, what was he doing in those few months when it was just him before Taiju came along. So it was just kind of finishing all that up, and we were seeing how, how he does find Taiju, buried in the freaking dirt, and, pretty much coming together about oh, okay, I was broken out, one, because of the concentrated bat poop, but he also realized that, I was conscious the whole time because, he was counting. So so his brain was still very much active, which plays a part in the whole petrification thing. And, for Taiju, because, Taiju is just a living embodiment of never give up. That's where it's I guess that works, in conjunction with, keeping your brain active.
Right. Yeah, really.
And, and they also cleverly kind of played out how both of these instances played simultaneously with each other, where it's while Senku was sitting there trying to be hey, Big Oaf, wake up, it would go back to the present where it was Taiju who was pretty much saying, Senku, wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of felt like two timelines were colliding with each other, and I'm just oh, is there gonna be a paradox going on? Wait a second.
Well, no, not a paradox. It's supposed to it's supposed to be oh, look at these guys reliving these events, but in a different order. See what we did there, guys?
Oh yeah, of course. That was it was just I just got that same similar vibe, when I saw that initial moment. But at the end of the day, it's oh, I knew what they were trying to get at, and it's oh yeah, I liked how they handled that moment where, yeah, you're right, Brian. They were pretty much reliving the moment of when they're calling to each other and being hey, wake up, you Big Oaf.
Yeah. Although
I'm sure I need you to survive. I need you if I want to survive.
Although I'm sure if Taiju called Senku a Big Oaf, I don't think he'd hear the end of
it. Probably not.
Wake up, you Big Oaf. Fucking what, mate?
It's what did you just say to me?
Oh, God. And it's another funny moment, again, during this part, where Senku, he's, for a brief minute, he's trying to think, okay, just what the hell caused the petrification in the first place? And he came down to came down to three conclusions. So it's okay, it's either an alien attack, it was a, weapon of mass destruction gone wrong, or it was a virus. And it's yeah, it was this with the manga too, but it was I kind of figured, okay, because we're dealing with scanlations a lot of the time and shit, that's where it's okay, they probably took some liberties with the actual dialogue. And I don't know if this is still very much accurate, or was this Crunchyroll also being a little bit liberal? But I mean, even the subtitles, they're saying they were putting in lol and raffle. That's where it's are you serious? I can forgive that for the manga and stuff, but it's wait, anime adaptation? Wait, did they really say raffle? In Japanese? Yeah, so that one was pretty funny. And then it's so yeah, and then literally I think it's yeah, it was close to 10 minutes in was when we got the intro, and then afterwards we find out, oh hey, Senku isn't dead, because of course we cannot have a Dr. Stone without a Senku.
Yeah, we cannot have Dr. Stone without the Dr. Stone. Thanks, Taiju.
Yeah. It's like, which honestly is like, yeah, it's like, as crazy as it was, when we saw Tsukasa, pretty much like taking out Senku, supposedly. Yeah, even I was like, all right, no, okay, look, I see how this is supposed to be a supposed tragic moment, but it's like, come on, we were still in the prologue. There is no way in hell that they're gonna take this guy out this early, the main character and all. I mean, it's like, come on.
Hey, if Attack on Titan couldn't do it, what makes you think Dr. Stone could do it?
Yeah, really.
Oh yes. So then, so now for what we call the end of the prologue. So basically, the end of the prologue, we pretty much the characters split apart. So Senku pretty much gives Taiju and Yuzuriha a mission. He tells Yuzuriha, hey, I got a mission that only you can do because you're very diligent. You're the only person I can really entrust with this mission. And Taiju, I need you to protect her, and I need you to act as spies. So basically, infiltrate Tsukasa's soon-to-be empire that he's no doubt starting to build. Yeah, I need you guys to infiltrate and just start gathering as much information as possible. And then meanwhile, Senku, he said, I'm going to try and hunt down these people that, that set off the smoke signals in the last episode. He's like, I'm going to find these people and I'm going to make them my allies. So we are literally going to build a kingdom of science.
Yes.
Complete with his own flag.
Yes, it's like, yeah, Yuzuriha actually made a little flag with a little rocket and stars on it, and yep, that's the flag of the show.
I claim this planet in the name of science.
Yeah, really.
I claim this planet in the name of Mars.
Fire off!
Only Senku would tell Marvin the Martian to fuck off.
Oh my god.
So with that said, though, so I can, I might as well say this now. So, pretty much, Yuzuriha and Taiju, for right now, they are out of the story. Unless the anime decides to take a different direction, like maybe actually show them, doing whatever it is that they do. Taiju and Yuzuriha, they do come back into the story, but in the manga, they come back in chapter 2. So assuming that chapter 1 is going to be the remainder of this 24 episode season, we are not going to see either of these two until next season, probably. So they are out of the story. From now on, we are focusing on Senku and the remainder of these characters that are going to be coming in the next few episodes.
Ah, okay. That I wasn't entirely aware of, but it's like, okay, all right. That seems fair.
That's why I figured I might as well bring that up now, because it's like, I know you guys really like Taiju, and it's like, it's like, don't get me wrong, I like Taiju too, but it's like, don't get too attached to this guy because you're not going to see him for very long. He will come back, and when he comes back, he will have a bigger role. But for right now, no, this is it. So don't get to see Taiju again for a while. Yuzuriha is still, just the girl for right now, but that's okay because she gets replaced with the better girl of the show.
Waifu.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that this is like the love interest for Senku.
Okay, so we are introduced to the next character. So this girl is known as Kohaku, and like I said, she really, even though Yuzuriha was introduced first, Kohaku is like the series like main heroine. Like she is like the girl of the freaking show.
Yeah, and we're first introduced to her by her attempting to kick ass.
Yes, it's like, yes, Kohaku, she's a fighter. She is known for being like master martial artist, very much a fighter, very proficient with weapons. I mean, she's like Xeno warrior princess of the Stone World.
And the first person she tries to take on is fucking Tsukasa.
and actually held her own pretty damn good, all things considered.
Yeah, she really did.
Okay,
But
so
it's like the moment like this girl comes in, it's like we're thinking like I was thinking like her coming into the scene looking all innocent and shit. That it's like, oh no, do not tell me that this girl that we've been seeing in the intro is gonna be an ally for Tsukasa. Oh no, she throws the flowers away, whips out her 2 daggers or whatever, and yeah, she just charges right at Tsukasa, and all because apparently she saw everything that happened with Yuzuriya and Senku, and how Tsukasa like took Yuzuriya hostage, and how Tsukasa supposedly took out Senku at that moment. So she is already this new girl is already aware of what kind of a person Tsukasa is, and she ain't having any of that.
Hello, I am Kohaku. You kill my future husband. Prepare to die.
Alrighty. So Kohaku's voice actress, her name is Manami Numakura, and from looking at least like her filmography on Wikipedia, so she's been around for a while. Now she's been voicing since it looks like about 2009. So she's been in the anime scene for about a decade. Now that being said, though, she's been in a lot of stuff I don't know, so I can't really tell you, if there was anything that I recognized, but I know there was a role, Ryan, that you recognized. She was in Overlord.
Yes.
Like what's Narberal Gamma?
Yeah, it's like I believe it was. Yeah, I think the way you pronounce it, I think that's correct. Narberal Gamma. No, it's like she like this character in Overlord is one of the main protagonists. Ainzel Gon's one of his battle mates. And basically like at some point during the anime, or it's like Ainzel Gon like disguises himself as a warrior to go out into like various villages and take on quests or whatnot. And this character is basically kind of like a bodyguard for Ainzel Gon. Because seeing as how this character has sworn loyalty to Ainz or whatnot, she doesn't want anything bad to happen to Ainz or whatever. So in a matter of speaking, like she is there also not only to help him like with various quests or whatever, but also to in a way act as a bodyguard.
So typecasting.
I guess.
I know. It's like I know. I have not. I've heard a lot of good things about Overlord, but I was like, I don't know anything about it. But I know you're a big fan of it, so that's why I figured. Okay, you probably would know this character.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Brian, wasn't there something that you said that she was in that you recognized her in?
I think I did. I'd have to look at the page again, but like yeah. I need to look at the page again just to make sure.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like I said, she's been in a lot of things, and it's like it hasn't been a lot of things that I personally haven't seen. But right to them. But yeah, so so I guess that being said, so yeah, first impressions of Kohaku.
I'm already liking this character, not just because she's like a fighter or whatever, but it's like when we get later, like near the end of the episode, we already get just a little bit of insight on what this new character's origins is like, and now I'm interested to find out more about this character, like as a whole.
I love her already.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, yeah, what about you, Brian?
Yes, well, there's your answer. I love her already.
I like Kohaku a lot. She is at, I think from what I've seen, I think like I gotta double check that and I'll make sure to add it in post. But I think like when it came to like the character polls, like for the very first character poll, she was really high up there. I think she was like maybe like number 2 or 3.
Yeah, as she should.
Yeah, like Senku is number. I know Senku was number 1.
I mean, as he should.
Yeah. Well, Senku's been number 1, I think, in like all the character polls, I think, from what I've seen. It's like, yeah, Kohaku, I think, yeah, she was like number 2 or number 3. And it's like, there's another character that I know was high up there, but we haven't met him yet, so I'm not going to really talk about that. And then it's like, so yeah, pretty popular character. And it's like, while in this, as far as I think there's been 2 character polls, because bear in mind, this manga is still fairly new. It's like, like a year and a half pushing 2 years old. So there has not been a lot of character polls. I think with the second one, I think like she ended up like number 4 or something. Like she went from like number 2 to number 4. But so it's like, but she's like she's still really high up there.
Okay.
But yes, I like Kohaku a lot. Then we see, Senku rescuing her by building a pulley system. Because like even though she had a tree on her, she was like in the hole enough where she's like, okay, look, my bones and organs aren't crushed. I can wait. Do what you need to do.
It's like, yeah, surprisingly, because yeah, it seemed like her a bottom half should be like crushed flat.
Tis but a scratch.
Yeah, but apparently not. Alrighty, so with that said, so we'll be meeting a lot of new characters next week. Like pretty much like probably like the bulk of like, the remaining like cast. Yeah. Probably they're going to be coming in like next week.
Okay. All right. So wait, is it safe to say we're going to be running to like the rest of the characters that we keep seeing like near like the introduction or the endings in this case, or is it just going to be like a chunk of them? No, like we're going to be meeting most of them. I know there's one in particular. We still got a little bit before we meet him, but we'll get to. He'll show up when he does. But yeah, we'll be meeting. I'm trying to remember, like off the top of my head, like at least 3 new characters next week. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, and really, this is like I said, so yes, because Yuzuri and Taiju are off doing their own thing. Yeah, pretty much chapter 1 and what I'm assuming is going to be the remainder of season 1 of the anime. It's going to be all focused entirely on Senku. He's just now running to Kohaku, and he's like, okay, he's going to be running into all these new people, and he's like, I need allies for the Kingdom of Science. And pretty much like, yeah, the remainder of this season, I am speculating, it's going to be solely dedicated to, okay, just what kind of science shit is Senku going to bring along that he can get more people on his side?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff. So, yes, the beginning is kind of slow moving, but now that we're out of the prologue, now we're getting into the story proper. Things are really going to start picking up now. Like you're going to be seeing a lot of shit happening like pretty damn quickly.
Okay, very good, very good. I'm excited. I'm stoked.
Yeah, that's where it's like, and it's like, I know I'm looking forward to next week, because like next week, like, yeah, one of these new characters that's going to be coming in, he's actually one of my favorite characters in the whole thing. Like top 3 easily. Like Senku is still my absolute favorite. This guy, I'd say, is probably number 2. And then as for like my 3rd favorite character, he doesn't really, he doesn't show up until chapter 3 of the manga.
Oh.
He's a relatively newcomer, but made such a great first impression that's like, oh my god, I love this guy already. So it's going to be a long time before we meet that guy.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, it's like, so I know I'm looking forward to next week, because it's like, all right, we're bringing in another one of my favorite characters. Okay. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we were missing for episode 6?
I mean, for me, I think in regards to episode 6, I think we're pretty much good.
Yeah. So how about we tell everybody about how we just discovered today there's an English dub?
Oh, that's right! Okay, yeah.
Seriously.
Apparently, Brian, I guess I don't know how the fuck he found it or whatever, but yeah, apparently Dr. Stone is being dubbed. It's like, how did we not know? How did we not hear about this?
That's what I want to know, because keep this in mind. This English dub that just spawned out of the blue is being done by Funimation. The people that are usually really good at keeping people, up to date on new English dubs that they're putting out there. It's like Brian finds these clips of the official English dub done by Funimation, and yet, as far as I'm aware, I have not seen anything from Funimation announcing anything or showing off any clips, not on Twitter, not on their YouTube channel. So yes, exactly. When did this happen is what I want to know.
Yeah, because I've seen some series get like what we call simuldubs, where it's like, okay, you get the new episode, and it's like, what is it? Like within hours, we get like official subtitles, usually through something like Crunchyroll. But every now and again, you'll get something that like, okay, not only do they do, the subtitles, but like on the spot, they will do dub work. And I know that because, I think on Toonami right now, Fire Force is being aired on Toonami. And that's another show. I think it actually started at the same time as Dr. Stone. And that one, like, yeah, that's getting simuldubbed, and that's being aired on Toonami like every week when a new episode comes out. So it's like, it's not exactly a new concept. It's been done, but again, it's like, yeah, how did we not hear about this? Like, I even follow like a Dr. Stone account on Twitter that's usually pretty good on staying on top of things, especially regarding the anime. And yeah, I didn't hear anything about, hey, check it out. There's actually a dub. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's been like no official word about this English dub. And yet these clips have already popped up like somewhere on YouTube, thanks to Brian. So it's like, yeah, really, it's like, when?
Yeah. Now, like the clips that Brian showed us, they were from the first two episodes, So, we saw where, it was like, Taiju being revived in episode 1, him and Senku meeting up again, and then Tsukasa, being revived in episode 2. Couldn't find anything on Yuzuria, so I have no idea who's voicing her, but at least those were the two clips we were able to find. So I don't know, maybe they're just now starting to do the dub or something, if they're only 2 episodes in and we're 6 episodes in right now, so maybe they're just now getting into it, or I guess maybe the account, like, that's all they were able to get a hold of. Like, I don't know. All I know is that when we listen to it, it's like it's off to a pretty damn good start.
Oh, yes, it is. It's like we watched these a couple of clips just so that we could get a good idea on how this English dub is going so far or whatever. And I don't know about you, Danny, but I'm already sold on this English dub. Like the voice actors that they've chosen for Taiju and Senku and Tsukasa or whatnot, they've all like pretty much nailed it. Like their voice performances were just spot on with these characters, and I'm just loving it.
Oh, I agree. That's like Taiju is perfect.
He is.
It's like, I don't think you could have gotten any better with Taiju. It was like, you got him down. Senku is really good. Now, Senku actually caught me by surprise because, the same actor that voiced Senku voiced Alphonse in Full Metal Alchemist back when that was first airing. Not Brotherhood, the original Full Metal Alchemist. Because I remembered it was like, because that was a big deal where I was like, Al, they actually got a kid to voice Al. Which was like pretty damn impressive. It's like, let alone it is kind of rare. Because usually like for kid characters, they just get like, they get like women to voice like young kid characters. But to actually get somebody brand new into the voice acting scene and was young with it and everything, it was like, the kid did a really damn good job. And it's like, I guess he's been doing a lot of other voice acting work. I couldn't tell because kid ultimately hit puberty and all. But yes, but yeah,
Right.
so it's like, I'm thinking back to how Al sounded from like Full Metal Alchemist all the way back in the day. And then it's like, now listen to him as Senku, and it's like, this is the same guy? It's like, I can't believe it's the same guy, but it's awesome.
Oh yeah, it really is.
Yes, and then like Tsukasa's is pretty good too. But Tsukasa was what was it? Ian Sinclair.
Yes.
And Ian Sinclair's he's pretty good. Like he does a lot of good work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know there's a lot of people out there, like, especially with what's been going on with, the whole Kick Vix scenario and shit, that where it's like, there's a lot of people that are going to be, like, really iffy about anything Funimation related because they're in the hot seat with the lawsuit and everything. But it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know what, like, I'm, for now, just put how you feel aside and, like, just take the performances for what they are. And it's like, they are pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, they're really good. Like I still cannot believe that Tsukasa is pretty much have the same voice of Romano from Hitalia and freaking Space Dandy. So we have Space Dandy one punching a lion.
Oh god, yes.
That is amazing.
So now it's like, okay, well, now that we know that there's a dub out there, now it's like, okay, I'm curious, like, okay, who are you going to get to voice Yuzuriya? Who are you going to get to voice Kohaku? Yeah, and all these other characters. Now it's just like, oh, son of a bitch, It's like, now I want to know who's voicing them all in the English dub.
Yeah, really.
But, yeah, so, yeah, there's a Dr. Stone dub. Goddamn.
Who would have thought it would be coming this soon? I mean, my god.
Yeah, really.
6 episodes in already, they're like, hey, surprise, we've already done 2 episodes for an English dub.
Well, because usually I know, like, anime tend to get licensed pretty quickly. So, like, even, like, it's like, okay, episode 1 may have aired in Japan. The English dub, like, a license for, like, English localization will have already taken place. So it's not uncommon to have, like, oh, okay, this company is going to be taking care of dubbing, this anime very early on, but actually seeing and hearing, like, okay, seeing who's voicing who and actually hearing the performances, that usually comes way later. And it's like I said, like, I know some cases have simuldubs. I was not expecting Dr. Stone to be getting one. I mean, I'm glad that it is because it's fucking great, but, at the same time, I was not anticipating it. I mean, not even JoJo gets a simuldub. And, JoJo is so fucking popular and insane. I mean, it's like, I don't even think, well, dang it, Brian took off. So it's where it's like, I don't know.
Wait, what? Man. Damn it, Brian turned back into stone again.
But, yep, he got petrified again. But that's where I could have asked him, it's like, what about like My Hero Academia? I know that's really popular right now. Is that being simuldubed, or are they taking their time with that dub as well? Like, he would know because he's the big Hero Aka fan out of all three of us.
Right.
Damn it, Brian!
I mean, it's like, from what I've noticed from Funimation, well, I mean, then again, it has been a while, because it's like, I mean, obviously, it's been months since Funimation has done anything new with My Hero Academia, as far as I'm aware, in regards to dubbing over the actual anime or whatever. But I think around the time when season 3 was initially being premiered in Japan, I believe Funimation was also simuldubbing season 3 of My Hero Academia as well.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Right.
All right. So I guess, yeah. So I guess, with that said, so anything else with episode 6 or dub that we can talk about?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Alrighty, so, hope you guys are enjoying, and, get ready, because there's going to be a lot more fun characters coming in next week, so come back for episode 7.
All right, see you guys then.
おはよう世界雲には不可能の闇を払って神話を日常に変えていくオルセイ一歩ずつ石を浮かしよう